For today's reading, I wanted to deal with the question of helping others, not helping ourselves. And so if there's someone in our life who needs extra love, care or support, I wanted to pull a card asking how can I help, what can I do? So I'm going to shuffle the cards and I'm going to ask what can I do to help, and then the answer will be directed at the action steps that you can take to support that person in your life who needs a little bit of extra TLC right now. Okay, so I've already cleared the cards and I've already shuffled them, so I'm literally going to go straight into doing the final shuffle when I put the question in and pulling the card out. Okay, so the card that came out is the Page of Wands. So looking at this card, we can see that this is a page. So a page is like an apprentice, a page is a student, a page is an underling, somebody who is studying under somebody else, yeah? So it's like, think of yourself as a student in a school, yeah? So you're not in a position of power or authority, you're in a position of going somewhere in order to learn from somebody else who is in a position of power or authority, and that could be, in terms of knowledge. And then the wands, well, we can think of a wand, like a magic wand, like a Harry Potter type wand. So, our power tool to magic what we want into existence. And we can also think of wands as creativity, as building things from the ground up, as, in terms of nursery rhymes, it's like, the house that Jack built. So it's like building a house brick by brick by brick, but for yourself from scratch, or making a house out of wood, out of twigs, out of something that is natural, that is sustainable, that is stable, that is healthy to live inside, that is comforting, that is womb-like, that has energy to it, because it was life, it came from life, therefore it has a positive energy as opposed to cold, hard, concrete. Okay, so in this card we have a page. Now this man is, so he looks like he's about university age, really. He could be a student enrolled at university. He looks pretty happy with himself, he looks pretty confident, he's all dressed in, there's a lot of gold in his card, a lot of yellow, so he's all dressed in like kind of yellow and gold, and he's kind of like, he's got, it's a bit of an arrogant stance, he's kind of strutting his stuff, and he's got, a blue hat on, so he's comfortable speaking his truth, and he thinks he knows what's best, what's right, like from his gut instincts and everything. He's got red tights on, so he's grounded, he's rooted to the earth, and although the landscape beneath his feet is arid and dry because it's all sandy, and there's no water, and it's almost like, he's putting his staff down in the ground, because it has green shoots and it wants to grow, and there's nothing to grow, there's nothing to feed it, to sustain it, because the landscape is just dry and desert. And in the background the sky is really blue, really warm, just to his left, kind of like to the side, slightly behind him, to his left, there are like mountains, 3 kind of like mountains or sand dunes. So it's like this is to suggest that there are obstacles to be encountered and overcome before he can get to where he needs to go. So reading this card in relation to the question, sorry if you heard that bang, I think that was a door in my apartment just slamming, or it could be outside, I'm not sure. The world has woken up recently in the last few days as the restrictions about our quarantine have relaxed significantly, and I'm starting to feel like I'm living in a city again. It's got noisy again, which is quite strange because although at first I didn't like the quiet and the silence, I grew to love it, and now I'm sad that noise is coming back. And although I'm happy that life is returning to normal so that people can get out and about and feel safer and more comfortable and a bit more normal, I am sad because I was quite liking the quiet time, the grounded time, the still time, and the gift of being inside a city and it being silent all around. So now I'm kind of like, I'm longing for countryside and quiet and peace, and it's like I can hear people talking and shouting and cars, and I'm being woken up in the middle of the night again, and yeah, so apologies for the big bang. That could have been my apartment and a door slamming because it's windy, but it also could have been something outside. Back to the card anyway. So if we're looking at the card in relation to the question, how can I help them, that person in our life who is needing a bit of extra support? This card, okay, so what it's basically saying is that you are a student, you are a page, okay, so you need to learn from that other person in your life how you can best help them, yeah? Don't think that you are the authority on their needs, on their emotional landscape, on their health. They are the authority. So don't try and take over. Don't be too kind of bossy or controlling or arrogant about the situation, because this won't be appreciated. And even if you feel like you know the right thing to do, because it's like, you know, the character in the card, if we see that as you, is, you know, that their intuition is strong, really strong, yeah. It's like they're all in gold and yellow, so it's like their intuition about what is right and what is wrong is really strong, so it's probably right. And they're grounded with the red leggings, yeah, so they're coming from a grounded, connected, sane place, and all airy-fairy up in the clouds and making it up. It's like, no, that it's rational, it's grounded, and the blue hat is saying they're speaking what is on their minds, yeah. Their truth is coming out of their mind, and their intuition is coming out of the heart and body, but they just need to like rein it back, yeah, to treat it like to treat yourself like you are an apprentice, you are a student in this other person's needs, this other person's well-being, yeah. You are not the authority or not the boss. Don't go in there like a doctor or a carer or a psychiatrist, yeah. Go in there like a friend, go in there as an equal, even maybe go in there as someone who is a little inferior to that person, yeah. So it's like, you know, if we have someone in our lives who is grieving and we don't know how to help them, we go in there and we're really humble. We don't try and take over or control or tell them how they should feel or what they need. We go in and we're humble, and we're a bit apprehensive a lot of the time if we don't have much experience with grief. And we ask them, you know, how can I help you? What do I need? And I think if you apply that logic here, yeah, and take those action steps, that you will do the best thing. So don't be bossy, be humble, be graceful, and ask them what they need. And if you can't communicate with them for some reason, then lean inside, trust to your intuition, but don't go from your head, yeah, because that's the bossy, arrogant kind of energy. If we look in this card, this page is like he's going from his head and he's looking really arrogant and stuff. It's like, don't go from your head, because that's what it is. It's going to come out wrong, yeah. It's going to come out as arrogant, and it's not going to be welcome. It's like, come from your heart, come from your intuition, come from that rooted, grounded place, and that's where it'll be welcome. But know that your wand, yeah, at the moment is planted in desert. Yeah, there's no water, there's no greenery, there's no substance to feed it. Yeah, so you're going to have to move from where you are to where you need to be in order to help that person, and you're going to have to climb over these mountains. So don't get put off if what you try and do doesn't work to start off with. Yeah, take it slowly, be gentle, try and try and try again, and don't get put off if you get knocked back. Oftentimes when we're trying to help someone who is hurt, no matter what way they're hurt, they might be emotionally hurt, they might be physically hurt. Those are the times when we're trying to help someone who's hurt. You know, we're going to get pushed back, we're going to get criticized, we might even get shouted at, because that person is also scared. Yeah, a person is scared in that intense emotion, that intense feeling, and although they desperately want help or they want a solution, they don't want someone coming in all heavy-handed and forceful. They want somebody who's calm, somebody who holds space for them, somebody who tells them it's all going to be all right, somebody who enables them to have hope in a better future. And I think if you can offer that to that person or those people, that will be the most useful thing that you can do. Simply be peaceful, be caring, be gentle, be compassionate, and hold space. And don't try and tell them, I know how you're feeling, because you don't. We never know how anyone else is feeling. We can imagine how they might be feeling based on our own past experiences, but we don't know for sure because everybody is different. So just allow them to talk, allow them to have space, allow them to do whatever they need when it comes to you and sharing of yourself, and just be there, yeah, and be strong.